No, the surprising thing about Risc-V is how fast the software ecosystem is moving.
Okay.
And there's two reasons for that. One is, I explained this to some friends at AMD, and they were somewhat pained about this, right? The data center ran on Intel, right? A lot of that was open source Linux, but a lot of it's proprietary system management software. Mm-hmm. So when AMD showed up with a pretty good product, it didn't work because AMD didn't have access to all Intel's proprietary system management code. People actually had to write it. And a lot of it got written in open source in C.
Okay.
So when they ported to ARM, you'd think, well, Intel to AMD is easy, right? And AMD to ARM is harder. No, it's easier. It's C programs. Compilers work.
Okay.
The problem wasn't whether it was x86 or ARM underneath. The problem was there was proprietary software or not.
Okay.
They were worried about the wrong thing. Now, ARM has its own teething pains to become a server platform.
Yeah.
So we started a joint venture with a company in India called Bodhi, who's going to build server products, and they have really great software guys there. And they brought up, so there's an emulator called QEMU. There's an extension for Risc-V. There's a virtualization software stack, which they ran. And then they put Linux on top of that and ran multiple applications. So we've actually, in less than 6 months, brought up a server software stack on a Risc-V emulator.
Yeah.
I was amazed. I thought that was going to take a year. I thought they were going to, and then Google, of all people, is porting Android to Risc-V. A couple other big companies have internal Risc-V developments.
Yeah.
Revos has a great software team.
Yeah.
Sci-Fi has been pushing this for years.
Yeah, yeah.
Ventana's a good company.
Yeah.
They got some really good engineers. Some of those guys are my friends.
Yeah.
And so I actually think the Risc-V change is going to accelerate. And people came to us and said, we like your offering, but what about software? Well, Olaf Johansson just joined us.
Yes.
He worked with me at Tesla, Apple, PASME. He's great, and he knows everybody. And he knows what he's doing. Yeah. So, and then the charm of it is, all that software is open source. We're contributing, other people are contributing. The people who are into it talk to each other.
Yeah.
They say, you do this, I'll do that, which lowers my development costs. So yeah, it's an interesting phenomenon.